Hey, what's up? This is your girl Tresey with TreseysWorld, and today I'm bringing you another Vlogmas. I don't know what day it is. I'm losing count, but this is part 2 of the video Family Secret Exposed. So this is part 2, and in this portion of the interview with my parents, we'll be talking to my mom, and we'll be talking about her experience with dealing with, just dealing with COVID. And so you guys just want to check this video out, okay? So I'm gonna pause right now, and I'll be right back.
That's what they say about me. The preacher's daughter. Yes, my name is Tresey.
Okay, so I am back, guys, and I'm here again with my parents, and we are talking about, well, you should have watched the first video. You would know what we were talking about. If you haven't, you probably want to go watch it before you watch this one, okay? But we are talking about my dad's battle with COVID, and there was so much going on during that time because before he came here and before he got sick, and when I say come here to California, before he got sick, I was ill. I did not have COVID. I had valley fever, and I was the valley fever resulted in me having severe pneumonia. So I was pretty sick. So my parents, again, it's just a quick summary. They came here to take care of me, and then my dad was on his way back. He got COVID, and then my mom had the pressure and I don't know what to even call it. It's just crazy. It's like you can't write this. This would be like, it's just insane. She had to deal with me physically being here sick and her husband being away from her sick, really sick, because I was starting to get better and he was doing pretty bad. So we're gonna talk to her right now about what she felt, because COVID doesn't just affect the person that is ill. It affects them physically, obviously, but it also really affects the entire family. And so we're going to talk to her a little bit. And Lady Sherrie, tell us about, how you were feeling at the time when I know you got the phone call and when dad said it was COVID. Mm-hmm. Like, what went through your mind at that time? Like, what were you feeling like?
Well, in my mind, I said COVID. I thought that maybe they just made a mistake, or they maybe they need to retest you again. Yeah. And they did do that too. Mm-hmm. But I just always said, with COVID, I always prayed that none of my children, my husband, myself, none of us, come in contact with COVID or even get COVID, because I didn't understand it. It was like fear of unknown. When you don't know a lot about viruses, you just don't know. And that was kind of new to me. And so once they told me that he test positive, I'm like, test positive? Mm-hmm. Then I don't know. I didn't have enough room to just allow my mind to get foggy or get confused. I had to put my thinking cap on. Now what? I'm here with my daughter. She's sick. My husband in the hospital. He's sick. But then I said he's in good hands. That's the way I had to look at it. I said he's with medical doctors and nurses, and I just felt that they were going to do their best. But I was here. So I couldn't be with them there, because once you big diagnose or they tell you got COVID, well, your loved ones can't come to see you anymore. Right. I mean, unless you preparing to exit, then they allow a wife to come in and sit with you or whatever the case may be. So I said, no, I can't be there. So I had to keep my focus here. What I did was I prayed. Read the Bible, prayed, along with those of you that was praying with me, calling me, let me know I'm praying for you, So I when I told my husband and Tresey, I said, you know what? ever since I've been a little girl, my mom died when I was about 6, between 5 and 6. I said I always was. They taught me to be so strong. You know, I'm not a person that cry a lot or whatever. I don't know if that's a good thing, but and they always taught me to be strong. My grandmother, my aunt, and all of those people, they going on. But anyway, and so I was a little girl, grew up like that. So I was always taking care of somebody. My sisters, my brothers, neighbors' kids. I did that. So it looked like part of me thought about that. One day I kind of wanted to break, but then I couldn't even cry. I said, man, I've been doing this kind of stuff. I did all my life, just taking care of people, just sick people, just children, just, you know.
And I was worried because I'm like, I don't know how you were feeling, because I was still recovering, or I'm still recovering, but I was concerned because I'm like, I know this is a lot. First of all, this is too much for anybody. I didn't even understand it. I'm like, I know God won't put more on you than you can bear, but this is a lot for any one person to be dealing with. And then I was like, she's not showing any emotion. So I really don't know, is she want to break down or is she overwhelmed? Because for me, like, I was still having trouble walking and stuff. Like, my legs was weak. We go out, I'm leaning on her, and she holding me up so I can strengthen my legs and get exercise. So I was like, am I causing too much pressure, adding to the pressure she's already feeling, because her husband's over here and now I just felt really bad. And I didn't know if she was like at a breaking point, because I was trying to look and see, like, okay, is her eyes watering, or did she got a headache? Like some people, they get headaches and stuff like that. I'm like, okay, is it too much? So I was trying to do all that I could although I didn't feel good, like whatever I know she likes to do, I was trying to do it. Even though I was weak, I was like, let's go shopping, like stuff crazy. So we in the mall, I'm like taking breaks, sitting down, can't breathe, out of breath. But she was holding me up, and it was like, okay. She was like, you rested? Okay, we're going to rest right here. Okay, let's go to the next store. And I'd be like, oh, Lord, am I going to make it? But I didn't mind doing it because I wanted her to be happy or find some type of comfort. And and then I felt guilty. And I know y'all was like, you shouldn't feel, but I felt so guilty because I'm like, they came here because of me. Like, if they was at home, or the doctors and stuff, I'm like, they came here because I was sick. And now all of this is going on.
I don't know.
So
I don't know.
So
I don't know if I could have got the care that I got if I was in Illinois. For the care that I did get when I was in Arizona, because those doctors never left my side until I was, able to get things going. And ain't nothing wrong with my faith. I'm gonna let y'all know that now. My faith is strong. But when you get attacked, and COVID don't care who it attacked, and you get so you can't pray for yourself, you really do need the strong are the better infirmity of the weak. You need somebody to pray that can pray for you, that can get a prayer through, because you can't do it. You're too weak to do it. So
right. And what was impressive about my mom is the whole time she's dealing with all of this, and there's even things she was dealing with that y'all don't know. Like, it was other people was calling, hey, I got COVID. It was like it was just crazy. Like, it was other people she knew that got COVID and all that, and they was sick, and they was calling about their family members and their loved ones, and she wouldn't say nothing. She would just pray. And some of them didn't even know her husband was sick, because they was like, oh, I didn't know. I didn't even know. But because she didn't even tell them, she just went about it like praying for other people, caring for other people, which I was joking around one day, and I said, man, I was gonna take on my dad's church, but after today, I ain't doing it. Cause she was like, it was a lot, like from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. She was like praying for people and talking to people and encouraging people. And so then I was thinking, like, well, who's gonna do that for her? Like, how is she gonna get through this? And who's gonna motivate her? So how did you? I know you prayed, but where did you get and I know you had the experience, when you were prepared in so many words, but still you're human. So where did you draw? Like, what was I don't know, what helped you?
Prayer, but the word of God. I would kind of steal away when you didn't know, or early in the morning, 6 in the morning, and get the Bible and open up. I find me a scripture that could strengthen me through that day, each day. I just get up, I get the Bible. I think it was about 5:30, 6 in the morning, and I would read the Bible, and I just held on to, found some scripture to hold on to while I was going through it, you know, because it was something mentally. God prepared me for that I went through. That's the best way I can put it. Because any other person, 2 sick people, my daughter and my husband, and both of them had serious medical conditions. You know what I mean? And both of them were sick. You know, I had to keep myself together. Even sometimes I felt like I was getting a headache. If I did get a headache, I can't have a headache. I can't do this. I couldn't, because they were on my heart and my mind, and sometimes my faith can be challenged. That was one time my faith was challenged. You know, either I was gonna get up, you know, dust myself out, strengthen myself through God's word, and help both of them, or I was gonna lay down. I had a choice, but I decided. I told somebody I'm still standing. I don't know somebody. I'm still standing.
Yeah, I was concerned too, because I was like, okay, are you gonna get COVID? Like, I didn't know, and that was my big thing. Is like, first of all, I'm already ill, but I've been on so much medication. I even told you, I was like, I know it doesn't respond to antibodies, but I've been on so much antibodies, antifungals, all this kind of stuff. So I was like, it'd probably be a little hard for it to enter me. But I was like, well, oh my God, is she going to get COVID? And every little sniffle, she sneezed. I'm like, Mom, you okay? You want to go get it? It was like every little thing. I was so nervous or scared about you getting COVID. Were you concerned about getting it at all? Like, did it cross your mind?
When they first told me that that Bishop tested positive for COVID, I said, man, me and him, we sleep together. We husband and wife. And I'm like, oh God, I came in contact with it. I'm hoping, that I think that might have crossed my mind maybe once, if not twice, and that just left. I had to put my head on. I was a woman of. I just had to do my thing. I had to do what I had to do.
I want to say she was very responsible, though, because when we found out, we didn't go anywhere. Really, we was in the house for a couple of weeks. So we kind of did our quarantine thing anyway. We did our quarantine. And we were like, if we come up with any symptoms, then we want to get tested. But yeah, you were very responsible.
That was my biggest fear, too, is making sure, that I didn't want her to get sick. I was fearful about that. And I didn't want you to get sicker, So I said, well, when I go back there, I want to make sure I'm clear. And they said I was clear, and I was able to come back. But even though when I got back, every time I would sit with a mask on, because if I cough, I didn't want to spread anything.
Right.
I definitely want her to get sick, because that's my help. And I'm grateful and thanking God for that. And then, like I said, I had plenty of encouragement. My spiritual sons and daughters, that was calling me and encouraging me, so I'm grateful for that.
Yeah, so, I don't know. And then, when he did get out, I was kind of protected over him.
Yeah.
But I was very...
Yeah.
I was very protected over him. Don't bring him your problem, that type of thing. Right now, he's still in his recovering stages. I was very protected, so I don't know. I try to take a lot of the weight off of him, and what I could do, I did.
You did.
But God gave me strength, boy, like no other. I didn't think it was a such thing. I know now. But then, too, I have a new level of respect for people that, with COVID. I mean, that's
families.
COVID,
families. The families. People don't realize it's not just the person.
It don't affect the person that's going through their sickness. It affects mamas and daddies and husbands and wives and children, because the children were worried and this and that. So I had to stay strong for them. I couldn't break. Even if I thought about breaking, I never did. Not one time. One time I thought about crying. and then it left. You know, I never cried. I never did any of those things. I just kept doing, and I stayed busy. I just kept doing something, even in the house.
Yeah.
I'm it's constantly busy. And they kept my mind occupied. She don't keep a dirty house. Her house is clean, but I found things in the house even clean.
Yeah, we
made
bought
it
a
work.
Christmas tree.
Yeah, and I even said, let's go and buy a Christmas tree. We decorate Christmas tree. We did whatever we can do. We cooked. She cooked. She helped. She did her part, you know. And I know she wasn't feeling her best. So I know now that prayer works. I know now that your faith can be challenged. I don't care how much faith you have, whether you're a bishop, a minister, a pastor, or whomever you may be, your faith can be challenged. And there's times you want to throw, maybe they do in the towel. I never thought about throwing in the towel. I never thought about quitting. Never thought about none of that. I just was busy. I was just going to the laundromat. I was doing all kinds, you name it. I was doing all types of things and just projects and whatever I can do to keep me
And you
occupied.
still is helping us recover.
We're still on the road to recovery, guys.
Yeah.
You know, making sure that I eat. I might be eating a little too much, but
That's okay. I'm glad to see you
wasn't
eating.
eating at all.
Yeah, because first you weren't eating at all.
Yeah,
I'm glad.
Got a good appetite, but I thank you. I really do.
I did too.
I appreciate you.
Let's say something funny. One day we had to go to the grocery store.
Oh, God.
And both of them had these little...
We rode on the riding carts because our legs get sweet.
Right. And so I said, so I left them. They were bumping into clothing on the racks.
Tearing our dad took a whole rack down.
Now that got to be too much. I mean, this is too much for me. So I ran off and I left both of them.
And then I came, Mom!
Then Tracy come, Mama! Running down the aisles of the store. I mean, with this little driving cart thing. And I said, oh, God. What I say? I got two senior citizens.
I said, you embarrassed the bus.
And then I drove the cart all the way out the store to the car.
Oh,
man. That was fun.
That was fun.
So I never think we would be handicapped at the same time.
And the thing about it is, Treesy was telling me that when she was in the hospital, her room number was 108.
Yes, that is crazy. You know? Yeah, my room number was 108. And shouts out to Simi Valley Hospital because they were great with me too. I never heard of valley fever, so I didn't know what was going on. But they were really nice. They would explain everything. I had really good doctors. They would talk to my family if I wanted them to.
They call me.
Yeah, so it was a good experience. The unfortunate thing about hospitals now is you can't have any visitors, so that's hard. I don't know what's the future's gonna hold for people, but it's hard to not you feed off of energy of your family, your friends, but just being there and nobody, all you see, like I became friends with the nurse. Like the nurses were so cool. We watched the Kardashians every night because I couldn't sleep. So they were really nice. We just 2:00 in the morning. We were watching Keeping Up with the Kardashians, which I had never really watched like that, but I did. So I think God placed people strategically in both Flagstaff Medical Center and Simi Valley Hospitals. Like I'm gonna help. They're there, and these people are gonna come in, and they were there to help us through such a rough time. Like it was rough. What would you say to people dealing with family members with COVID, like people that have that are, I won't say caretakers because they can't really care for them while they're in the hospital or nothing, but close relatives or spouses that have COVID, like what would be your word of advice to those people?
I would tell the wives, or vice versa, husband and wife, to be as strong as you can. You're not bionic. And if you need to go and have a break, praise break or a crying break or whatever you need to do it. Because you need to keep up your strength, to keep your mind strong as you can and focus so that you can be of help and strength to your loved ones that's there. Because even if you can't talk to your loved ones, those doctors and those nurses talk to you by phone. So you got to keep your head on straight. You got to ask them like questions, like, what do you get? What you finna administer to him? What type of side effect? No, I want to know what type of side effect is this going to have on my loved one? Is going to help them or hurt them? And most of the time they tell you it might affect some organs in the body. It make things kidneys or whatever. And then what are you going to do if it affects the kidneys? You know, you can ask questions. I want to tell you all to ask questions. Sometimes we don't ask questions and we don't know. When you don't know something, ask them doctors, those nurses that's taking care of your loved one. No, you cannot see them. You don't know how they really being treated. You don't know anything. You're in the dark, you know, and have as much strength as you can, you know. And when you get weak, you find somebody that's strong, that can coach you through it. Whomever it is, find somebody that's strong, whether it's a daughter, whether it's next door neighbor, whether it's your pastor, or whomever that can coach you through. Because the Bible said, let the strong bear the infirmity of the weak. So, you know, we need each other. Yeah. And to all of those of you that's going through something such as I have been through, you can make it. Yeah. You can go through it, you know. And I want to tell you all to be encouraged. I'm getting through it. I'm still going through it. I ain't out the woods, but I'm still going through it. But he's better now, you know, than he was then. Yes.
So, and what about you said a social worker actually? So I think that's another benefit people don't take advantage of is when a social worker.
One day I got a phone call. I didn't know this lady from Adam. A social worker called me from that hospital in Flagstaff, medical hospital. And she talked to me about me. She said, I called to talk to you.
Check on her. To
check on you, to see how you doing mentally. Nobody had did that the whole time I've been going through. She said, now tell me, talk to me. She wanted me to talk to her so she could hear how strong I was. So whenever they release him out the hospital, I'll be prepared mentally for him because I hadn't seen him in a couple of weeks. So she wanted to know the level of my mental capacity. So she began to talk to me. Yeah, and how you feeling? What's your thoughts? She would say things like that. What are you thinking now? She didn't even know me. That's the way this lady picked me.
That's a resource for people.
Yeah.
To use. Some people don't have other family around where
they don't have a daughter or son.
Yeah, they can use those resources are available too. If she have to take advantage of them.
I think her name was Dana, wasn't it? But anyway, she told me I could call her and talk to her. We talked like we was two buddies.
Yeah, that
you know, and she just talked to me. I don't know what I was going through that moment. I really don't know. I can't think right now, but maybe it's something that I was going through. But that lady talked to me mentally. How are you? You know, we're taking care of him. He's in the hospital.
Yeah.
But you on the other end. How are you doing? What you thinking? Yeah. You know, like, are you prepared? One day he's coming home. She was saying all of this. And I was so thankful for her because although I had some support, that some people don't have support. They don't have, the husband is all they have, or the daughter or the son. So to hear another voice, unfamiliar voice you don't know, talk to you and encourage you. Yeah. You know, is there anything I can do to help you? She would say stuff like, I'm like, who is this lady?
Yeah, that was.
You know, I thought that was the coolest thing. She talked to me a long time on the telephone.
Some great people there.
The coolest thing. I have never gone through that. Yeah. Nobody have. I mean, I thank you all for your prayers, but that lady really ministered to me. She got to my mind mentally. You know,
and that strengthened you.
And what? How has COVID changed you? I'm gonna ask you the same question, Dad. I'm gonna ask Mom first, and then I'm gonna ask you. But how has COVID changed you? First of all,
I listen. I love everybody. I love all Treseys Tree Hearts. I love my biological family, my great old Temple family, which is my extended family. I love everybody. But now when it comes to touching holding, caressing, kissing on the cheek, kissing on the forehead. I can't do that I don't know when the next time I'll be able to embrace somebody like that. Because it's not that I have a fear or anything like that, but seeing what my husband went through, now it makes me think twice. See, I don't know what I have. I don't know what you have. Either one of us could have some sort of virus, and I wouldn't want to give you the virus, and I wouldn't want you to give me the virus. I want to live a long time, okay? And I don't want to be sick from COVID, you know, so I'll blow kisses just like I'm doing now. And hug you with my arms and clenching myself, but I don't know when the next time I'll be able to embrace somebody or kiss on somebody. I don't know. So y'all need to pray for me on that one, because I have a new respect for coronavirus. I have.
You said coronavirus.
Coronavirus. I have respect.
Oh Lord.
For that now. And so, as far as people touching me, a lady touched me. I was in Ralph grocery store. She touched me because she bumped into me. And she felt bad because she bumped into me. And so she wanted to express she was sorry, and she just lightly touched it. And I looked at her. I gave her some kind of look. I you know, and that's what I do now. We don't have to touch each other. It ain't time for that yet.
Right.
We need to find out more about this virus.
Right.
And we can
And
still
we
blow
just
kisses.
be careful.
Yeah. Be careful. I wear my mask. I wash my hands. Oh my God. If I go in the store, I'm washing my hands. I wash my hands going in the store. I wash my hands coming out. I wash my hands when I get in the car. And when I'm at home, I spray Lysol all in my car. What else do I do? I'm just
more cautious.
I'm so cautious now. I love you all. And in fact, and these arms of mine would love to hold you and encourage you, but
virtually.
It's done. I just do it virtually.
Hugging you in spirit.
Or hugging you in spirit. That's
What
good.
I'm saying.
And I love to blow kisses now. That's what I do.
And Dad, how has it affected you? Like, what has it done for you?
One thing it gives me to, I'm very concerned now about, not that I wasn't before, but I'm more closer now to family. Because I tell anybody, this thing can attack and will attack anybody. You know, it don't care who you are, how much faith you got. It don't care if you're a church person or not church person, if you're saved or not saved. It will attack. So you got to do everything you can to protect yourself. Wear the mask. It's uncomfortable sometimes, but wear the mask. Wear gloves when you're pumping gas. You got to remember, you don't know how many hands done touch that gas pump. So you got to put gloves onto that, you know, and try to wash your hands and do whatever they say. Now, I understand, and I know some people say this. We closed our church because of the fact that so many people were coming out with COVID. And the enemy done taken one of our members already. So, and I understand that people want to go and be in fellowship, but we got Zoom, we got different Facebook, we got different methods that they didn't have back in Jesus' day. So we got it.
It's true.
Then the Bible tells us that we have to obey the laws of the land. And some scriptures tells us not to forsake the assembly of ourselves together as the manner of some is. That's one verse in Hebrew 10 and 25. That's one verse. And then in Romans 13, it tells us that we have to obey the laws of the land. Now, that not taking nothing away from us. We still in fellowship with the on COVID, with the Zoom. We in fellowship. So let's be wise and use some wisdom and not gang up into places. I have a problem now. Sometimes we go to the store. I won't get out the car because I have a problem just being around a lot of people with the you know, that you don't know, because you don't know what his invisible enemy is. And so hold on to your family, love on your children, your grandchildren, your cousins, your uncles, and all your family members, you know, your church members. You love them and encourage them, and just make sure everybody's covered, because that's important. This thing is not over yet. They talking about this vaccine that's going to be coming, and I hear a lot of people saying, well, I'm not going to take it, I ain't going to do this, I ain't going to do that. I don't know, but I do know one thing. I believe God is using people to come up with something to get rid of this, I call a man-made virus, because this thing have attacked it around the world. So
That's true.
we have to use wisdom, you know, and use some, well, if you, just good common sense, that not, if it's out there, try to stay at home, try to do what you can do. Go out when you have to, and when you don't have to be out there, don't be out there. And when you're out, put a mask on. If I walk outside the door, I'm putting a mask on, because I don't know what in the air.
People
This
think
thing
it's
is
not
everywhere.
real. That's what's
And it's-
crazy.
And the sad thing, please,
don't
let me
believe
tell you
it.
something. Take it from somebody that done gone through it. Please, this thing is real. It will come. It will take you out of here. This thing, don't play with it. Don't, you know, I don't care what nobody say, well, I can't get it. You can get it. You're not exempt. I don't care who you're. Preacher, wear your mask. I don't care how much faith you got. I'm telling you.
Your faith can be challenged.
Your faith can be challenged, where your body can get so weak when you can't breathe and you can't say nothing. You can't say nothing. You need somebody to say something on your behalf, because you can't say nothing. You can't say, Lord, I'm standing on my faith. You can say it in your mind, but you can't say it with your mouth. You can't say it out. You can't get a breath. You too busy trying to just survive. You know, you wheezing and all kinds. You done all kinds of things just to try to get another breath. So every night when I lay down, every day I wake up, I'm thanking God for another day. I'm thanking God that I'm still in the land of the living, and I'm getting strength back in my legs. My legs are, you know, still wobbly and shaky, and muscle still jumps and go on. But and the doctor said it's going to be a slow process. He said, you just do what you got to do day by day, and you'll get there.
Yep.
And so I'm looking forward to getting my full strength back. I'm looking forward to getting back in the, you know, preaching, doing what I'm called to do. I believe that with all my heart, and my children got me on lockdown and my church too, got me on lockdown. I can't do the preaching now until I get totally healed. I get more stronger, and I understand it. But love on your people, do what you got to do, and I thank God again for my wife and her strength. You know, when God said that He would give you a helpmate, He gave me one. He gave me a helpmate, somebody that's going to be there to stand in the gap for me and encourage me when I'm down. When I'm down, you know, when she's down, I got to be strong. But when I'm down, she's strong, and her faith, it won't waver. So I thank God for you. I love you all. You Treseys Tree Hearts and all that, and all my spiritual sons and daughters, all the ones
all my people.
all the people, and all the ones that supported us during this time and still supporting us.
And a lot of people didn't know, so that's
So before we close, I know a lot of people saw the title, it's The Family Secret. Obviously, I said that because a lot of people didn't know what was happening. They knew that I was sick because I let people know that I was sick. But then when my dad got sick, we did not share it because that was his business to share when he was ready to share it. That's how I felt about it. And so, so it was kind of only certain people, like some people knew, you know, later on they started to know from the church and stuff. But so we did this video so that you guys can know pretty much everything that happened, everything that was happening, not only what my dad was going through or what I was going through, but what my mom was experiencing, what my family was experiencing, how COVID can affect it can attack a person and it can affect the entire family. Like, it's no joke. But we don't want to be fearful either, because, you know, I found moments where I had to, like, be like, no, I can't. Like, you know, I like to go and do stuff. Even when I got sick, just found little things that I probably have little new fears that I don't want to have. So we have to be careful that we don't live in fear, because that's not a way to live. We still want to live life, but we just want to live it smart and we want to be cautious.
Gotta
So
be cautious.
I want to thank my parents for agreeing to do this. This is still within Vlogmas. We're still doing this, but I thought this was very important to share, because there's so many people hurting. The numbers they're surging pretty much everywhere. And I think people, you know, still going out, they're still having parties and still not wearing masks and still just not taking it seriously. And I just want to tell you guys, it's real, and don't take no chances with your life. Is there anything else you guys want to add before we close it out?
I just want to tell everybody I love them. We not living in fear, but be cautious.
Yes.
Be cautious. And I have to say this because this is on my mind as we, you know, bring this to an end.
A close.
Or
like you
close,
said,
the Bible
as
said.
we
Yeah,
come
like we
to
said,
a close.
church.
Yeah, I'm getting ready to close.
I'm getting ready
Ready
to
to
close
close.
now. But to those of you that still fellowshipping with in the brick and mortar, the buildings, be safe.
Yes, please.
I know that some people feel more comfortable when they in church, a church setting. But be safe, because there's so many churches now. The members are so many of them are so full of got COVID. I'll put it that way. That a lot of them are dying. Bishops and first ladies and grandma and grandpa, they're dying. Because when you in a church and the church is surrounded and packed with people, you shoulder to shoulder, don't have your mask on, or your child might not have his mask on. Those, whatever they say that goes out, the droplet that goes out, it goes down the aisles of the church.
Yeah.
And you don't know.
Yeah.
You just don't know. And I know we will. I want to go somewhere where I praise and worship, where I can listen. Bishop told you there's Zoom, there's Facebook Live, there's all type of things now they got in play to make sure we stay in fellowship with one another. And don't think it's strange. I know I've heard all kind of people say some stuff. Well, the Lord ain't told us to do that. Well, I'm gonna. Okay, all right. I heard another preacher say that same thing. You all, they're not here.
Yeah.
So I'm telling y'all, be safe going to these churches and these parties and these
family
gatherings and stuff like that. You know, choose virtual. A lot of virtual things to do. You know, and let's protect our children. Let's be wise for them. Let our children see how wise we are.
Right.
You know, and maybe we can
get a handle on it at some point. I don't know about the vaccine that they're coming up with. I know I got to learn more about that. I really do, honestly. But they're trying to help us. Right. You know.
Right. And this thing's not going to last forever. You know, it's not. It's just not going to. We're going to be able to get back into the church building at some point. But right now, let us be wise.
Right.
And wait and see, you know, this thing blow over. And then we get back into fellowship. We're going to do what we got to do. But I'm not going to be moved. Listen, God tell me to do something until I'm sure that we are comfortable and we can get back in. So I love everybody. Thank you.
Listen, you guys are so dope. Continue to be unapologetically you. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, turn on those notifications. Thanks for watching. Bye.
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 Bye.